is available to those of us who would follow God to the unreached places, to the forgotten places on our campus. 2 illustrations, and then we'll talk response. Have you guys ever heard this kind of question raised by people on campus? Can God make a rock so heavy that not even he can lift it?
No.
Heard that question? It's sort of kind of an illogical question. It's like asking, where do you hold a one-ended stick? And your mind just exploded. Right? But Jared Wilson, a pastor and author, has a different take on answering the question. Please listen carefully as I read his words. This is brilliant. My answer to this question would not be to skewer the nature of the question, but to inject its insincerity with the sincerity of God and all the weight of the gospel. The truth is, God did make a weight so heavy you couldn't lift it. He did so not by building an immovable force. We did that with our sin. But by incarnating the frailty of humanity and willingly subjecting himself to the force. As one of us, yet still himself, he created the conundrum of the incarnate God, bearing a cross he both ordained yet could not carry by himself, becoming condemned in death and also victorious, and God was crushed according to the plan he himself projected from the foundation of the world. Now please listen. So, can God make a rock so heavy even he can't lift it? Yes, and he did, for 3 days only, and then he drop-kicked it out of the mouth of the tomb. Do you know why gold is valuable? Gold is valuable because people are willing to pay such a high price for it, right? If people weren't willing to pay anything for it, then it would be worthless. The value of something depends on the cost, how much you're willing to pay for it. There was no greater price paid for you and for me than what the Father sent, what the Father did by sending his Son to us. What does that say about our value? What does that say about God's love for us? And this is what I want to motivate us to go to these unreached places. It's not just that we should do it. It's not just that I want to hype you up because you need to wear the right shoes and fit your game and all that. The thing is, we need to be motivated by God's love. That he loves us because of what he has done in our life through the cross and redeeming us.
Amen.
He sends us into mission. This is what sends us into mission. Let this be your motivation to go to the unreached places and the unreached campuses and the hard people on your campus that are too difficult to reach, and that's why no one's going after them. Let this be your motivation. What Christ has done in the gospel. I want this message to drop kick you off this mountain. I want you to leave tonight and be like, I got drop kicked in the face by Jesus. I have to go pack my stuff. It's time to go. We can't stay here. You have been given grace for the benefit of others. Who is that? Who have you been given grace for? Who are you going to go to and tell that Jesus is applicable to you? I want to give you guys some space to respond to this tonight. And if I could have the staff kind of position yourselves around me for this. And there's a couple ways I want you guys to respond to this. There are a few of you here who, as I'm talking about the forgotten people, as I'm talking about those who no one is thinking about, you're stirred, right? You're stirred and you're like, yes, we need to go to them, but I'm freaking scared. And you need grace. You need God's empowering grace. And there are a few of you here who you're kind of doing mission, maybe you're stepping out, and maybe you're not called to an unreached group, and that's okay. But God is calling you to take more risks in reaching out amongst your friends. And reach out to that one person who, amongst those people that you're reaching out to, that you've been scared to talk to. But he's asking you to take more risk. Maybe there are a few of you here who are feeling ineffective. You're feeling discouraged. You're feeling afraid to step out in mission. And you need grace. You need God's undeserving favor and blessing upon you to send you out in this mission. And so I want you to think. If that's you. If you're here and you're sensing a call to an unreached group on campus, and you need grace to reach them, or if you're wanting to receive prayer, to be more effective, to be more bold in reaching out, if that is any of you, what I want to invite you to is go to any of the staff positioned around the room and receive prayer. And they're going to pray just a commissioning prayer over you, asking for God to give you grace, to empower you to do the hard things. And I don't want you to get up and come and ask for prayer if you're not serious about this mission. Right? A friend of mine says, don't let your mouth write checks that your spiritual life can't cash. So if you're serious about going, and even suffering and being awkward for the gospel, then I want to invite you to come and receive prayer. And by your coming, you're saying, I'm committing to go. I'm committing to leave chapter camp and go for the sake of the gospel on campus and in our world. So I want to just give you space right now for a couple moments. I'm just going to leave it open for you to come and receive prayer. To receive prayer if you're feeling called to an unreached group on campus. To receive prayer if you're feeling ineffective in mission and you want God to give you grace. To receive prayer if you're afraid of taking risks and you need God to give you grace to do that. I'm going to invite you to go. You're all around the room in this space. I'm going to leave it open for a couple minutes for you to come and receive prayer. And then I'll make one more invitation.